The Boy and the Magic Stick. A tale from the heart of the village. In a village, cradled by the endless savanna and towering baobab trees, there lived a boy named Edu. Edu was not like the others. He was poor, so poor that his clothes hung on his thin frame like dry leaves clinging to a dying tree. Abandoned by his family when he was very young, Edu wandered the dusty paths of the village alone, a shadow forgotten by all but the vultures that circled above. Each day, the villagers passed him by without a glance, their faces busy with the chores of survival. The women at the market barely spared him a nod, and the children avoided his company as if his misfortune was contagious. One afternoon, as the sun boiled the earth red, Edu found himself near the outskirts of the village, where the thorn bushes clawed at the sky and wild grass whispered secrets. There, half buried in cracked clay pots, he saw something that shone faintly a stick. Unlike any ordinary stick, this one glimmered like the stars that lit the night sky. Intricate carvings twisted around it, symbols that hummed with an energy Edu had never known. He reached for it. The moment his fingers closed around the wood, a warmth spread through his arm and up to his heart. The world shifted. The parched ground beneath his feet shimmered, as if sprinkled with gold dust. Edu did not understand what had happened, but he held onto the stick tightly and walked back to the village. At first, Edu was afraid, but hunger and desperation gave way to curiosity. He waved the stick over the cracked earth, and suddenly, small green shoots pushed through the dirt. Crops grew tall and heavy with fruit overnight. The sick began to heal when he touched them with the stick. Even the village well, long dry, flowed again with sparkling water. Word spread quickly. The poor boy with the magic stick was changing everything. The village, that once trembled under the weight of poverty, now glowed with a golden light. Mud walls shone as if made from pure gold. Children laughed freely, and the women's market overflowed with riches. People who had once ignored Edu now sought his favor.
Girls with bright eyes and quick smiles began to come to him, their hands brushing against his, their voices soft with promises of love. But Edu, with his magic stick, could see deeper than their words. He saw the hunger for wealth behind their smiles, the lies hidden in their eyes. One by one, he sent away those who sought him only for his power. Among those who came was Chief Obasi, the village leader. Obasi was a man whose words were honey, whose smile was warm, and whose advice was sought by all. To Edu, he appeared as a mentor, a friend guiding him through the whirlwind of his newfound power. But beneath the mask of friendship, Obasi's heart was blackened by greed. "If only I held the magic stick," Obasi whispered in his chambers late at night. "The village, the gold, and the power all would be mine." Obasi began to weave a plan. He spoke quietly to the elders, casting doubt on Edu's intentions. He warned of the dangers of one boy holding such power. Power like that, Obasi said, must be controlled for the good of the village. He smiled as Edu trusted him more each day. One night, under a sky heavy with clouds, Obasi invited Edu to a secret meeting deep in the forest. "I have found a way to unlock even greater power," Obasi said. "Come with me and I will show you." But the forest was silent, save for the rustling of leaves and the distant cry of a lone hyena. As Edu followed Obasi deeper, he felt unease crawl under his skin. Suddenly, men emerged from the shadows, ropes of thorn and vine thrown over him. Edu struggled, but they bound his hands and took the magic stick from him. Obasi stepped forward, eyes gleaming. "This power is too great for one boy," he spat. "It belongs to those with the strength to rule." With the magic stick in Obasi's hands, the village expected a golden future. But the magic was wild and untamed without Edu's heart guiding it. The ground shook violently, trees bent and twisted, and the golden houses cracked and crumbled. Gold spilt into the earth like rivers of fire, burning everything in its path. Crops wilted. Water turned bitter. The village fell into chaos. Obasi screamed in rage and fear as the power he had stolen turned against him. In the confusion, Edu broke free. Though weak and bound, his spirit was unbroken. Clutching what remained of the stick, he chanted old words taught by the whispers of the baobab trees. A flash of light, and Edu disappeared, leaving behind only the echoes of his story. The villagers looked at the ruins and whispered, "He was the boy who made the village gold, but power without heart brings ruin." This story, my friends, is a warning as old as the earth. Power is a gift, but also a test. When power falls into the hands of the greedy, it destroys. When held by the wise and humble, it builds and heals. Beware those who wear the mask of friendship but seek only to take. And remember, the true strength of a person lies not in the magic they hold, but in the goodness of their heart. And so ends the tale of Edu and the magic stick, a story woven with power, trust, and the shadows that walk beside us all. Here on Folktales of Many Tribes, we bring you stories not just to entertain, but to remind us of the truths in our hearts and the wisdom passed down through generations. Thank you for joining us today. May the wisdom of these tales light your path until we meet again. As the elders say, a tree with strong roots laughs at the storms. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep the stories alive.